Hello everyone, Kappolo here, and this is a video. I'm coming back doing some more videos on YouTube, and I'll do some metagame analysis. This is the first one recorded live on Twitch. I think I will do it more structured in the next weeks, so keep an eye out. Hello YouTube and hello Twitch if you're watching live. Tonight we are going to review some of the metagame of MTGArena. Just check a bit about the numbers. This MTGDecks.net takes the best performing decks and does the metagame as percentage. And we can see that in standard is the tempo is on the top. I'm pretty sure that this list only come from tournaments, whether the next source we're going to see, the Untapped.gg, actually take all the arena ladder games. So it's kind of like a different perspective of the metagame. As we can see from the best decks of last week, is the tempo is number one. Then we have Dimir Rogues, kind of Gru Adventure, then some like Yorion decks, some Mono Red, some Naya Adventures, some other Doom Foretold decks. But yeah, let's see how the top decks look in the metagame in tournaments. So we can see is the tempo. I think it's probably one of the best decks that takes advantage of Foretold right now. We see a lot of results of like top 8, first, top 4 in various tournaments, or top 16 on the Mythic Society. So this deck has been showing on in number. So we can see this is like singularity, I guess, like how different it is from other people, but we can see this deck, how the deck is built. So we have a 4 Brazen Borrower, 4 Goldspan Dragon, and 4 Bowcrusher Giant. This is like the threats. It plays a bit like a flash decks, a bit, because there is only one flash creatures. The other ones are kind of like tap out threats, but usually when you tap out for Goldspan Dragon, if you get to attack, you have 2 mana up that you can cast all of your spells. All of the spells in this deck are basically 2 mana. You have Essence Scatter and Disinfus Throw, Negate. Behold the Multiverse. What you want to do is to foretell it at the beginning, and then you can cast it for 2 mana. So it's good with Goldspan Dragon. You attack, you create a treasure, and if opponent doesn't do anything, you can cast the Foretold Beyond the Universe. Otherwise, you have several counter spells. You have Saw It Comet, and it's another foretell spell, so your opponent is guessing if you have the draw spell or the counter spell. You have some interaction in Frostbite and Bowcrusher Giant and Shatterskull Summit for removal, but mainly just some counter spells. And then you have like Shark Typhoon. It's probably the best card in the mirror against control decks to counter, to play a threat without losing a card, and it's not counterable. This list is like pretty much like standard on all of the decks that I've seen. Faceless Heaven is some card that sometimes appears, sometimes not. But for the rest, the decks are like pretty similar, all the easy tempo. But let's check out that one with Singularity 100%. I don't know what that means. Yeah, this is like a bit different. Can we close the odds? So we have a Cosmos Charger, Dragon. I feel like this deck is maybe like somebody missing some cards, because not having the 4 Dragon might be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, this is like the top deck in the metagame according to this website, that is MTGDecks.net. Then a second place with like 7.2% of the metagame. It's Dimir Rogues. this deck has not changed much from the previous deck. As you can see, it's like the usual cards as ring crabs and see, no new cards. It's like old cards. So if you don't want to use any mythic wild cards or rare wild cards from the previous set, this is probably what you want to play. It's good representation of the meta game. We saw also the other decks. If you want to dig in depth to Adventure, Abzan, I'm gonna leave a link in the description down below so you can check them out. I think another statistic that can be interesting to see is the untapped.gg, because this has the win percentage of every deck in the ladder, so it's a bit more, it's a different measurement. I don't know which one is the better measurement, but yeah, here we can see that in best of one, for standard, you have mono red snow aggro, you have the 4-color trickery cheese deck, but this is by number of matches played, it's not by win percentage. We need to look at the win rate so we can have a better understanding on what deck is doing better. So in win percentage, we can see a shift. Like Gruul Adventures as this is best of one. I don't know if you mentioned it before. Gruul Adventure as a 65% win percentage almost, and here's just a same. We can click the deck to see more details, but not many new cards. No new cards in best of one. Kind of interesting. Let's go back to here. Secondly, surprising, we have a lot of mono white that is doing well, like slightly different variation of them. But this deck is like either live game deck or play a deck with kind of equipments with Halvar. And then we have kind of aggressive decks. And then other decks that are still like a good win percentage, like Dimir Rogues and Burrow Cycling. But you can see a tendency in best of one that aggressive decks are doing pretty well. That is interesting, that I might want to try out this Sultai Ultimatum cards. But as you can see, I have insufficient wildcards, so might need to grind some wildcards for this deck, because I need an extra turn spell, one more of this, and one Valky. But yeah, this is like a good amount of decks, and most of them are actually aggressive decks. So if you want to play best of one, probably you need to play some aggressive decks, some like Gruul Adventure, and maybe some mono white aggro, because mono white counters aggressive mono red decks pretty well if you have some incidental life gain, like this Heliod, as you have a lot of life gain matter cards. So probably I would suggest maybe to try out this mono white aggro list here. Just gonna go quickly through the cards. In this card, the God of the Worthy, the backside, what's it called, the Valkmira, actually was really annoying to play against when I played the other day. So something I might want to try out. Now let's go and see how the metagame changes in the best of 3. In the best of 3 by win rate, we still have aggressive decks on top of the leaderboard. And I don't know how much often you guys played, how long have you been playing Magic, but usually in the first few weeks of the tournaments, when we had GP and Star City games, the aggressive decks were dominating the format, and then more like mid-range decks appeared. But as we can see, Mono Red Snow is number 1, similar to the best of 1. Then we have another aggressive deck, some 2 different variations of Mono Boros aggro. Then we have some like Rakdos Sacrifice that is like similar. We played it on stream on Tuesday, some version, a budget version of this Rakdos Sacrifice. And I don't know, some Mono Red, some Rogues, some Adventure. But there are a lot of decks that have lots of games and a good win percentage. So you should probably try out some of these games, yeah. And then like Mono Green. Is it Flash, as we saw, even though it's the most represented in the top placement of the tournaments, it's not doing as well, but it still has like a 60, almost 61 win percent. So it's pretty good. And hello, Mercurio. And this is like the standard meta game, and I will be playing this deck live on Twitch every week on Tuesday and Thursday. So if you want to see the gameplay, just please stop by my stream, and we will try out a lot of these meta decks. I will build budget decks, and I will be doing these reviews every week. So if you want to catch my review live, come on Thursday, on my Thursday stream at the beginning. I will be doing this review. But thanks everybody for watching. I will see you on Twitch or on my next YouTube video. Bye bye.